everywhere.
But I think if they get bored after a while.
So
and
now where are you
wouldn't
thinking
keep
about
you.
going? Because I understand you want to learn a language.
I would love to learn a language. Yeah.
So are you thinking outside of U.S.? Are you thinking inside U.S.? Are you still
inside
trying
U.S.
to? Okay, so you're still percolating on the idea.
I'm doing the Europe thing.
Okay.
On the other hand, this is you were for the first time living all by yourself and loving it. And you said that it's really important, and I agree with you, that you learn how to live with just yourself. Why? Why is that important?
Yeah, because then everything else is just like a cherry on top.
Yeah, that's right.
You're not reliant upon anything else to bring you any happiness or to make you feel, give you any sort of self-worth or
Sort about independence?
Yes.
Yeah. That's how her dog Norman acts.
Very independent.
Along those lines, too, I read that you said that your largest time of growth was between the ages of 34 and 37.
Yeah, definitely.
What did you...
for me,
What did you learn? Yeah.
I learned what I didn't know at 25 to 30 and 30 to 34, which I don't know what that is exactly. It's just a feeling, really. There's certain things I used to make my life more difficult for myself. I was much more, unnecessary kind of suffering in a weird way. Where the things you spend too much time thinking about, the things that you worry about, the defensiveness that would come up,
You don't look good enough. Is
another young pressure you get on yourself
and
is different.
You just don't, and I don't know if it's just myself or how other women feel.
I've heard that. I think a lot of women say that.
You really do. Your mid-30s and then you hit your 40s, and I've heard it just all gets even better.
Yeah.
It's good. That's
The
good.
longer you live, the more you realize that most stuff doesn't matter. You can throw it out. There are very few things that really matter.
Yeah, and then you get to be someone, say Shirley MacLaine, who I got to
have many lives.
And
so
good Lord,
she
just says anything. And, she doesn't care about anything, says anything. And
so why are you having trouble sleeping? I hear that you have trouble sleeping at night.
Oh, I've always had trouble sleeping. I don't know. I'm doing really well now, actually. I think I went through a restless period of not sleeping.
But now you sleep?
Now I sleep. Yeah. So now I got a new bed. Maybe that helps.
Hey, there you go.
New pillows. Anytime you change your pillows, it seems to give you a different sleep.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That's what the commercials say.
Yeah.
Okay, so professionally, what's next? What would you like to do? And personally, what's next? What would you like to do?
Oh, boy. Well, professionally, there's a couple things that are just kind of, up on the back burner. Nothing's definite. There's a couple things.
Movies, TV.
Movies, yeah.
Movies.
There's a couple that were, are projects from the production company, and then some are just, things that I've been asked to come and do, and so I'm just not sure yet. I'm not sure. And then personally, I'm just not sure. I don't really think that far ahead.
She's in flux.
Yeah, you're having a good time living your life in the moment.
Day by day.
That's right. That's
Day
how I
by
like to
day.
do it.
That's a healthy way to be.
It's fun.
One of the
fun
funniest
that way.
things in the movie, she gets a bikini wax, and she goes in there, and they say, what kind do you want? She says, I'll have I think you say it, I don't remember, I'll take the Telly Savalas. Remember Kojak? The bald head? Yeah. And then I read that Telly Savalas is your godfather?
He's my godfather, yeah.
So you come from a theatrical family.
Yeah.
Your dad is an actor, correct? He's on the
Greek
Days
and
of Our Lives.
theatrical.
That's a combo. And it's a Greek family.
Yeah.
Do you speak Greek?
No.
I did when I was little.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But it's hard. You've seen that alphabet?
Very tricky.
Good Lord.
Can I just say that even though you say you're short on sleep, you looked absolutely amazing on the Harper's Bazaar cover.
Thank you.
Absolutely gorgeous.
I think even if I was short on sleep,
the thing about you that's special, I think, about you is you look incredible when you're dressed up, but you're just as gorgeous when you're not. And you're just naturally beautiful. I think that comes from the inside. Yeah, we see your tush in the movie. Were you nervous about
you see a very out of focus tush.
Look at this. What exactly, Jennifer, do you have to do to maintain that body? I would like to know exactly what you do.
Do you run?
How much running do you do? How much eating do you do?
I haven't stopped running since last time I saw you. What do I do? I do the elliptical machine.
Yeah. How long?
I do that for about a half hour, and then I'll run after that for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Okay.
And then I do yoga.
And you do yoga.
And I have those ball things that I just actually got.
So
those
medicine
balls?
The big
No, the
ones
bouncy balls.
Oh, those are fun.
And then you just sort of, just stretches and stuff like
5
that.
days a week, 7 days a week?
Yeah, like 4 days a week.
And food? I want to know.
We want to know.
You see her. You're going to want to ask that question.
No, I do. I eat food. There's no question.
What about like skin tips? skin?
Skin tips. Neutrogena face soap. That's it. That's since I was a teenager.
Just the basics.
Wash with Neutrogena, and I use Dr. Hauschka day cream and Kelscomet at night.
And we know about the hair.
Yeah.
Because you know I have to always give Chris his shout out.
Great.
Chris McMillan, I don't know. The two of you combined make the best
Didn't you
hair
have
on all
extensions
film,
in your
okay?
hair? You had extensions once that almost destroyed your
It's
hair. Right?
awful. I did for a movie, actually. It wasn't after Friends. That was not quoted correctly, but I wanted a different look, so I added extensions to my hair. And by the end of the 7th month, there was none of mine really left. It was terrible. There were those little glue-in kinds, you know. And at first you think it was a great idea. And I'm sure if you don't keep them in that long, and I had to have them redone, but I'm sure they're fine. But it's, you try to get sold the whole deal of, well, it's good for your hair.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you're saving your hair. I don't know how that... But,
Glue.
yeah.
And you have helped to get her start, so if someone doesn't, and then they do that, they can
So that was
See, we went through everything. We went through relationships, profession, hair, makeup, skin, exercise, and you even got to see her butt. I don't know what more you could ask for. And Norman. Our thanks to Jennifer Aniston. The Breakup is playing in theaters everywhere. You'll have a really good time, and we'll be right back with the world's cutest animals. And I don't believe I just said that.